Grab your cup. I want to talk about attachment styles today because I don't know about you, but I see that a lot on my feed, my social media feed. I'm sure it's because of the things that I click on and pay attention to. But attachment style, years ago, I had no idea what that was. I didn't know what that meant, had never heard the term, and now it's pretty common. And I had a client recently who clicked on a little quiz. You know how on social media you can find out anything about yourself? You click on these little quizzes. I like the games. I like the games and the fun things, but there's a million different quizzes you can click on. And she had clicked on what's your attachment style and sent me the results. So I thought, let's talk about that. And I want you to think about your life and your relationships as we talk about attachment styles, okay? So every human baby needs to attach to its parents from birth through several years of development. Attachment is critical for survival, not only for human babies, but actually for all mammals. All mammals attach to their caregivers, to their parents. And it's critical for survival. Obviously, when you look at human babies, it's several years before a child is really capable of taking care of themselves. That attachment with the parents or the caregivers is critical for survival. And it's also during those years that child is developing. So they are understanding the world around them. They are getting their sense of self. They are creating their identity through the world around them and their sense of self. And all of that is happening within the context of how they are attached to their parents. So the attachment to their parents is let's say it's the bowl that they're being held in. And through that context, they learn how to see themselves, how to see the world, how to cope with the world, and they make decisions about themselves. So attachment is critical in order to survive and also in how you develop. Attachment styles, so there's a few different kinds, and I'm not going to go super in depth, but I just want to give you an overview, especially because the way that you learn to attach, the style that you create when you are very young will become the style that you attach in your relationships as an adult, especially your romantic partnerships. So your attachment style will show up in all relationships, when you go to work, when you are out with friends, with siblings and extended family. There's always some level of it, how you attach and what you're comfortable with. But in your romantic relationships, your attachment style is hugely prevalent because the romantic relationship reminds us the most closely reminder to how our relationship was with our parents, because it's within that relationship that we're really looking for connection. You may not be looking to connect with your coworker. It's in that relationship that you are allowing vulnerability or not. This is your person, right? This is the one that you share your dreams and your hopes with. This is the one that you're trying to build a life with. So that is the most similar to when you're little and you're sharing your dreams with your parents. You're expressing yourself. You're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, unless you're taught not to do that, which will play into how your attachment style gets developed. So there's anxious attachments. That's someone who didn't have enough access or the kind of access to the parents that they actually needed and were craving and looking for. So it could be there were a lot of kids in the house and mom and dad's attention was, dispersed. It could be they were working several jobs. It could be the parents themselves were not really emotionally available. So they didn't have attachment skills that were conducive to being relaxed and calm and knowing that, this person is here for you. And if that's the case, then children can grow up very anxious. How that shows up in your adult relationships is, I sent a text and they haven't responded yet. Why didn't they respond yet? What does that mean? What are they thinking? Are they unhappy with me? That's an anxious attachment. And there's delineations of each of these. I just wanted to do a quick overview because it's just was present in my conversation with my clients. Another alternative could be somebody who is avoidant. So that person could grow up in the same household, But instead of getting very anxious and always like, where are you, where are you? They actually become, they've kind of put a wall up and they become avoidant. In fact, when people start to get close to me, it makes me uncomfortable because I learned and decided when I was creating my attachment style that I can't depend on other people. They're not going to be there for me. I can only rely on myself. And so that person creates a lot of space, takes themselves away when things start to feel safe and close. They go, oh. Maybe not consciously, but unconsciously. And in their nervous system, they're like, oh, that's a little bit scary. I'm going to now create some distance. I'm either going to start a fight, so there's emotional distance, or I'm going to create physical distance or something. There's somebody who's some of each. When the person is gone, like out of town or traveling, they're very anxious. And then when they come home, it feels too close and they try to create space. The bottom line that I want to leave you with is it's all about, if you have styles that are not working, so I recommended you look at your own life and your relationships right at the beginning of the conversation. So if you look and see, oh, that's me, or I'm in a relationship and we're doing this dance all the time and we can't seem to move forward, it doesn't matter that you created that attachment style when you were young as much as it matters what are you going to do about it now. Because you can really heal and shift that so that you can be attached in a really safe and healthy way. That requires a couple of things. It requires self-reflection and self-introspection to understand. It requires learning how to regulate your nervous system and override those automatic responses. Oh, I'm not safe, I need to take myself away. Or, oh, I'm not safe, I need to get clingy and find out more. Do they still really love me, right? Learning how to regulate your nervous system before you start doing those behaviors. And then learning now as an adult how to attach to yourself. Because here's the last piece I want to leave you with. The other critical piece of development when we're young is being our authentic selves. Brand new babies authentically express themselves. They are who they are until they start to get the message that that's not okay. And if we're trying to attach to someone and they keep giving us the message, no, don't do that. No, I don't care what you think. No, that's not okay with me. No, stop crying. I'll give you something to cry about. If we keep getting that message when we're little, we have to decide, am I going to authentically express myself or am I going to attach? And what happens most of the time is I'll stop being authentic in order to attach. When you connect back to yourself and you start to make it safe to be your authentic self, now you can be in healthy, safe attachment relationships. So I hope that put that all together for you. It's really critical. If you're in patterns with relationships that aren't working, just look, that's probably going on behind the scenes, right? In the core work that I do with my clients, the return to you work, it's all about figuring that out, getting those skills for your nervous system and for authenticity and for self-expression so that you can create the relationships that you want and break those patterns. If you saw that for yourself and if you're interested in more information, please drop in the comments info and I'll make sure we connect and set up a time to talk with you specifically and directly about what's going on in your life. It's a free call. Be happy to talk to you, but you have to let me know. Put in the comments information, okay? Have a good day.